wanna be down with the king.
It's the Sports Kings. Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
And Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, Work Done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy, already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the king.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
Yep. We're back. Another day, another Wednesday, another hump day.
Hump day.
Absolutely. As we get you over this hump, it's Big Mike and Rob Calloway, the Sports Kings, coming at you via Spreaker.com and via the Spreaker app for your mobile device. Make sure you guys download the app. You follow Sports Kings Live, and then click on the little bitty thought bubble and get involved in the conversation tonight. We got some interesting things to talk to you guys tonight about. If you need to catch that link to the actual to the site and to how to follow us and all those things, follow us at Sports Kings Live on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and Tumblr. And you can email the show with any concerns or questions or anything you might have to say to us at sportskingslive@gmail.com. All right. Rob's here with me today. We had our question of the day today. We also had today was Women Crush Wednesday, my man. And from the look of things, yeah, everyone seemed to be pretty satisfied. The young lady that was chosen, not by me, that was voted on by the good people who follow us on Instagram and Twitter and all those things. Her Twitter handle is at Taina McQueen, TAINAMCQUEEN. And yeah,
I see why them NBA players be falling for these chicks on Instagram.
Nah, look at you, about to ruin your marriage.
Hey, Shada had on her Kyrie Irving starter set, boy.
You're ridiculous, dude. You're ridiculous.
Had on the little Cam, little boy short. Well, all right, go ahead. WCW, not the wrestling.
Anyway, we've got on this day where we take a look back on the things that happened
my eyes on you, girl.
Today in history. By the way, we do Women Crush Wednesday every week. And since that went all right yesterday with the voting thing, and it was kind of a spur of the moment decision to do it that way, we may do it for longer. We may start like on Monday, just building it up from Monday to Wednesday, picking 3 females of proper stature that we.
Hey, now the chick that was on the far right.
The far right.
I know her.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I think I handle his Asia so fly, but I know her, and I watched this girl transform.
All right, creepy Rob Lowe. Let me finish the pitch. We're gonna probably start it on Monday, and I'll let you guys vote on who you think should be the young lady, and then we'll then by around midday on Wednesdays, we'll go ahead and post it up for you guys. So since it was moderately successful, we had a couple of votes. We had at least, I don't know, maybe 10, 11, 12 votes. So yeah, we'll try it again next week in the same fashion.
Now, you know what we got to do?
What
we got to do?
What's that?
And I just saw our T-shirt dude this morning in Kroger before I went to work.
Who's our T-shirt dude?
We need the T-shirt dude right over here by me. They made the Down with the King shirt.
Oh, okay, not R. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Over at Decatur's finest. But yeah, dog, what we need to do is we need to get some shirts, man. We need to get some more shirts made.
Some baby tees.
Just get the baby tees, and for whoever win the Women Curse Wednesday, we send them the shirt and get them to take a little picture in it.
Done.
What do you think about that?
Done.
Sound good?
We'll work on that this week.
I think a baby tee costs you can get 2 for the price of 1 T-shirt.
All right.
It's only yeah.
Well, we'll research it online as well too, and we'll see what we get the better deal on it. We'll run that. What else we got going on today? We got an update. The actual question of the day surrounds the Puff Daddy UCLA situation. Just something that kind of came to my mind. I started checking out reaction on social media yesterday, and it was kind of, it was bothersome a little bit. And so I decided to make it a topic for today, and we're going to talk about parenting today. What level? Where does the line get drawn between your support for your kid and where you start to enable bad behavior or bad tactics and habits going forward. So we'll do that.
Two of the greatest daddies of all time. That's right. Big Mike and Rob Calloway, two of the greatest daddies of all time.
See, you don't know my theory on that, but we good. We'll talk about that when we get to the subject matter. We'll talk some NBA draft coming up tomorrow. We'll talk some of the bigger prospects. Did some reading today. Watched some NBA TV late last night to try to, get up on some of these names that I may not have known, like the kid from Spain. Don't ask me his name right now. We'll get to it when we start talking.
The one that they're saying is like Durant,
the
like
7-2
the Spanish
kid
version of Kevin Durant.
The 7-2 kid. Yeah. And we'll talk about some more of the movement as well. The Tom Brady thing wrapped up yesterday after 11 hours. We can get into that a little bit. The NFL Rookie Symposium is actually wrapping up as well. And I saw my man Herm Edwards on TV today, and I want to talk about a little bit about him and his involvement with that. And two things in the NCAA. One that we talked about a couple months ago about a proposed rule that would affect the way NBA draftees go about being evaluated. And the other thing that I mentioned a couple weeks ago as well, this Vanderbilt rape case. I actually reached out to my guy, Steve Silver, at the Legal Blitz. We did an interview with him a while ago to get some information on what the hell is going on with these kids. And we'll get more in depth in the story, but we will. If you haven't read about it, don't worry about it. I'll fill you guys in once we get to that. But first, like I said, let's start off with our question of the day. The question of the day was, in light of the things that happened with Sean P. Diddy Combs and the UCLA strength and conditioning coach, I saw some stuff yesterday on Twitter, or not Twitter and Instagram and all those places, and it was, people were defending Puff Daddy, and people were talking about, how it's ridiculous. And there was a bunch of polarizing opinions in the matter. So I put it out on Instagram. Today's question of the day, it went pretty well today, as a matter of fact. Response, I got into some back and forth with a couple of people just to get some perspectives on it. So basically the question was, was what P. Diddy did, was it support? Because his son came out, Justin came out on Instagram and said, I'm glad to have a dad who has my back this way. Or is he enabling? Is he perpetuating the behavior of he's not even a kid, he's a man, he's 21 years old. That's going to grow up not understanding that everyone isn't going to give a damn who your dad is. So as we start, I'll pose the question to Rob, because Rob and I haven't talked about it from this angle. So I'll pose that question to Rob, who just mentioned before that he is a dad. And by the way, before Rob answers the question, my theory on the whole great dad thing is, it's like someone giving you 100 on the test when you're only on the 5th question of 20.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my dad is a great dad. You want to know why? Because his son ain't got a bunch of kids running around. He ain't hooked on dope. Ain't never been to jail. I'm a productive member of society. Like, look, on some real stuff. The jury's still out on me. My son's 14.
Right.
You know what I mean? He got at least,
she's about to be 7.
He got at least 4 more years for me to at least get a partial grade. Like right now, I'm just dad. I'm not great or bad at this point because he ain't been in no trouble. So we'll move from that point. But to me, the test, my dad's test is over. He got no more parenting to do. It's done. Although he want to feel like he still does. But for the most part, it's done. You know what I mean? I'm who I am, and for the good or the bad.
Ain't no changing that.
Right. But as far as this question goes, Rob, what are your thoughts as far as support? Where's that line get drawn? Between, not necessarily directly related to the situation, but just in general, where does that line get drawn between support for your child and overparenting? Because your wife is an educator, so I know she deals with this a lot.
Right. Well, the thing about it is, first and foremost, like in the Diddy situation, like every parent is not even privileged to be like. I don't think can the parents just walk out on the field? Like, I didn't know they could do that. I
probably. I don't think, most practices are pretty open. Probably not to the media.
Okay.
But I'm saying this: if it's an open practice, some schools do close their practices to anyone. But if it's an open practice, anybody can just walk in and check it out.
Well, okay. Well, in this case, I think it's one of those things. It's over. It's not even over parenting. It's almost. I don't really know what category to put this in, because it all started because of the way the coach was getting under his son. So from that angle, I get it. But when he goes according to the people on the coach's side, basically if things really went the way that they did, what they say Diddy actually, was the aggressor and went at this dude, like he was on the telephone and went at this dude, then that kind of becomes something else, But at the same time, it's you can put it in the enabling category, because it's one of those things where, if anybody gets on the Justin Combs and he knows that his dad is, whether he's right or he's wrong, his dad is automatically going to come to his defense. And that doesn't allow you to grow as a man. I know my dad let me, my dad was really, he was one of those kind of dads, and that, if he told me that the fire was hot and I just kept standing around, and he let me go and stick my hand in and burn myself. Because once you do that, then guess what? You know that the fire is hot. So,
and two, you know your dad know what he's talking about. Like, you stop questioning him when he says stuff to you.
Exactly. But but you see this all the time, and we've seen it. I mean, and just going to school ourselves. I mean, I'm sure you could think of somebody that went to either Chapel Hill, Cedar Grove with you, who, anytime they did something, their parent came up there and it was never their fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have that percentage of parents that it's never my kid's fault. One of the biggest reasons why I even stopped being a band director was because, the things I was witnessing with my own eyes, and I would tell the parents, and the reaction I would get is, well, I know my child didn't do that. Like, okay, all right. So when you have parents like that, it just makes it hard.
Okay, but where's the line though? Where instead of just like I guess just pouring out a bunch of personal stories and personal instances for you as a parent, if there ever was a situation where you had to where your daughter was in a situation, where do you draw that line between me supporting my child and me enabling bad behavior?
Well, all right. Well, from that standpoint, if the parent, if I'm there, like if my kid is in trouble at school, and I think that me being there is support anyway, whether my kid was right or wrong. That's support in itself, that I'm there because I care. But if I'm not going to tolerate my kid, being mischievous, and if authority figures such as teachers or whatnot are telling me that my kid is doing something, I'm not going to be one of those that automatically go jump to my kid's defense, because you can't always do that, because kids lie. So you have to kind of stay in the middle. If you're the parent, you kind of have to stay in the middle. You can't drift. I mean, and again, like I said, I know that you have some parents that go to the far left. If their kid gets in trouble, they beat the hell out of them. Then you have some parents that automatically go all the way hard for their kid, knowing that their kid didn't do it. So for me, in the way that, I think my parents did, they always stayed in the middle. They always stayed neutral because they knew their kid. They knew me. So if somebody said I did something, guess what? There was a great chance that I did it. And so, like I said, for me, I stay very neutral. I love my kid. But I'm not going to allow, my love for my kid to cloud my judgment. I'm not going to do that. I mean, I can't allow that, because once I do that, then I put my kid in a position that then makes it hard for her later in life, or as she growing up, I can't, and that's a disservice, and I can't do that to my child.
Okay. Here is, Coach Rick Neuheisel actually has. Rick Neuheisel, by the way, was the previous coach to Jim Moore at UCLA. He's the coach who actually offered Justin Combs the scholarship at UCLA. By the way, UCLA was the best school that offered him, or the most prominent football program that offered him. And according to